Hey everybody, so in today's video I'm going to tell you about gods. Just about every single culture on Earth has gods. Um, and, they're usually depicted as higher beings with incredible power, sort of like supreme control over any given thing. My personal favorite slew, or pantheon, which is a group of gods, is the Norse gods, and that's just because supposedly I'm related to one. But I digress. So, what is a god? Um, Gods are spirits, just like any other spirit. But generally speaking, they are more powerful and sort of like angels. They have control over certain things, but they're not bound to God's will. Um, so now you're asking yourself, well, who came first, these gods or you know the God of the Israelites? Well, it's all kind of complicated. Sorry, there's something on the floor. Um, the other gods, like, um, okay. To say that any one being is a god is really just a quick sort of like excuse. Um, some gods are actually demons. Some gods are actually fallen angels. Some gods are angels. Some gods are other things. There are a select few gods that are just strictly their own spirit type. There are gods that are fey. So calling a being a god is really um, just kind of giving it a higher status than other spirits out there. So in their own right, a lot of spirits can be considered gods, but in truth, most gods are strictly certain types of spirits. So, um, in order for gods to work on Earth, they can do things like, for the most part, let's just take one deity for example, Apollo, god of the god who rides the sun chariot. The actual god of the sun is Helios, but he's kind of been written out of the myth. Um, but um, Apollo controls solar rays. He can control all kinds of things. He doesn't need a vessel to do his job, which is sort of like regulate the atmosphere and make it sunny and stuff. He works with other spirits to do that. Um, Now, if Apollo wanted to fight a being on Earth, he would have to take a human vessel to do so. Um, so therein lies an interesting thing about demigods and people related to gods, and also something about possession and procreation in general. Um, if a spirit if a spirit is possessing someone and it procreates, then that child will have some spirit qualities to it. Think of it like your mother and your father. Their um, genetic makeup is what births you, and you are kind of this, you know, spark of energy. You're a soul that is growing ever since conception. When a spirit is in the mix, it kind of manipulates the whole process just by its being there, and it's sort of like irradiating your DNA. So um, it changes the child in general ways, just as if you were irradiating any other piece of DNA. Although it's not necessarily mutation, but a lot of times demigods do have deformities, but sometimes they're good. Like in the case of Heracles, he's super strong and, I don't know, handsome, I guess. Um, but so back to gods, though, in general. Um, any god, any deity, probably the better term because God just gets kind of lazy after a while. Any deity, aside from like I guess, God of the Israelites, um, they can manifest on earth in human form, and when they do so, choose for a specific purpose. Um, some pantheons know to do this more than others. Now, When it comes to killing gods or hunting gods, it's best not to because they can really mess you up. But there are other gods. Okay. With every single pantheon of god spirits, they all have certain things about them that can be manipulated. So find out what god you're hunting before you just go crazy at it. And most of the time, gods are not there to hurt people. There are exceptions, but for the most part, it's not about hurting humans. It's just about being worshipped. Gods love to be worshipped. Think of it like when you worship something, you're giving energy to it that it can use. So if enough people worship it, you can do incredible things. Um, so, in the case of Thor, my supposed ancestor, uh, he is god of weather, he's god of strength, he has all these different things. When his worshiper, or when his people, who are the peasants of Norway or Germany, when they worship him, he gets some of their energy and he gets stronger. So he can do more things. Um, Now, that goes for any spirit. The more you call in it, the stronger it gets. And if you willingly give it energy, then it's also going to get stronger. Um, that's the other thing about gods, though, is that you can deprive them of energy by kind of making them not known. Although you can never really kill one. I guess with a smiting knife you could kill a god, and so far that's the best I got for you. But usually gods like to make their appearance known, at least to a small group, if not to um, a large community. Those that are actually demons, fallen angels, and angels, they are, I don't know, they're all different in their own way. You'd figure them out by each one. So, yeah. Um, so if you have any questions about gods, because this video was kind of thrown together at the last minute just because I needed to do something to kill some time, please put them in the comments. So, yeah, rate, comment, subscribe. Um, Thank you, everyone, and happy hunting.